Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's Vendasta webinar, broadcasting live from sunny Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Today, we'll be discussing the newest SEO service that we recently made available in the Vendasta marketplace, Alpha SEO. I am Cam, Product Marketing Manager here at Vendasta, and we have three special guests from the Alpha SEO team joining us today. Stuart Sherman, CEO, Raj Madhvani, National Sales Director, and Juan Melendez, Director of Account Management. Hello, Stuart, Raj, and Juan. Thank you for being with us today.
Hey, Cam.
Hi.
Cam.
All right, so before we start, I would like to remind everyone that if you have any questions, just type them into the chat box and we will get to them towards the end. Otherwise, I will be personally following up with you afterwards. So now I will be handing over the controls to the Alpha SEO team. Stuart will be introducing Alpha SEO and the company behind it. Take it away, Stuart.
Thanks very much, Cam. And hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Yep.
Loud and clear.
Stuart.
Yeah.
Great. So as Cam said, I'm Stuart, and we're very excited to be on the Vendasta platform with our Alpha SEO product. And thrilled to be working with all you partners. Thanks to those of you who have already started ordering from us. It's very much appreciated. Okay, so let me give you a little history about our company, and you can read more about that in the product platform. We have been doing full digital marketing and SEO for a long time, primarily in a white label format for agencies. We work with franchises, yellow page companies, and of course, thousands of small businesses. To date, we've worked on over 45,000 campaigns. We have a great blend of experienced and talented people. Your customer support and content writing is handled in the US. Most of the programming and technical development happens in two of our offices in India. This allows us to bring great value and efficiency to the program. And we've been doing this for many years. Okay. We are one of the largest white label providers in the world. More than 85% of our campaigns are still with us a year later. So we look forward to forming many great and long-lasting partnerships here. We can work in English and Spanish for those of you who have clients who need Spanish. Our dashboards are excellent, and many of our clients have relied on them for more than 10 years. We'll get into that a little bit later on this call. And also, I just wanted to mention, we look forward to everybody's feedback after they've purchased some of our SEO campaigns so we can continually improve our program for you. We've created a great SEO product on Vendasta that we hope everyone will appreciate. We believe it can flourish, and here's some of the information about the product offering. So basically here it is. It's a simple and effective program. We think it's streamlined so that both the partners and the end customers can understand. It's great for both small and large businesses in suburban areas and also for those in more high traffic areas. As you can see, the program's base cost is $175. We suggest a starting selling price of $350 or even $299. Along with the base product, we have three specific add-ons that we're starting with to handle the more competitive campaigns and those wanting some extra power and benefits. They're each $175, and the examples would be if you're looking to add contiguous geography, an extra geo to your campaign, if you're looking for more key terms, or if you're looking for an extra power boost, which applies to people like dentists and lawyers, or if any campaign just wants an extra boost so we can crank things up for them. Okay, let me bring in Raj, who is our Alpha SEO National Sales Director. He'll take everybody through the actual product offering and how to really sell it and make it most effective. And then after Raj speaks, Juan Melendez will speak a little bit about the customer support and delivery for everybody. Okay?
Thanks, Stuart. So as Stuart was mentioning, we've been doing SEO for many years, and if people on this call are familiar with SEO, it can tend to get very complicated, especially when you're trying to sell it or when you're trying to order it. So we put our heads together and we wanted to come up with the help of Vendasta. We wanted to come up with a program that's kind of simple and it's kind of fluid without too many different moving pieces. So that's why we came up with this thing. And I just want to walk you through some of the examples or how simple it might be to actually order an SEO program. So it's kind of like a 5-step thing here, if you will. So let's say hypothetically, you select the Alpha SEO package. If it's a base package, if it's a client, they're located in a certain geography, they want to optimize for that specific geography, and they want to just start up with SEO with group of keywords, 7 keywords. Then you just select the package. If the client is a lawyer, dentist, or a contractor, and the reason why we separated these 3 verticals to the side is because these are typically the tougher verticals to rank. Lawyers and dentists and contractors like plumbers and HVAC people, they're pretty savvy. They spend a good amount of money on online marketing. And if you go on Google and you start searching, the competition for these specific verticals is a little bit more. So that's when you go ahead and select the Power Boost add-on. So again, if it's a lawyer, dentist, or any type of contractor, you select the first package, which is $175, and then you select the Power Boost add-on. If they have any locations, so hypothetically, the client wants to be aggressive and they want to start optimizing for geographies that are close to where they are, then for every extra geography, you just select an additional add-on. Same thing, if they want to do more keywords, you select the keyword add-on. And finally, if the client wants to really jumpstart their SEO, like power start their SEO right from the get-go, then you have a boost add-on and you add the boost add-on. So I'll walk you through like some of the examples here. So let's say the client is a optometrist and they're located in Sterling, Virginia. And that's basically it. They're just an optometrist. They want to show up for their main keywords in the city of Sterling. So in that case scenario, all you're doing is you're selecting the 175 package, which is the Alpha SEO base package, and you're good to go. Nothing else needed to be done. Now let's say it's actually a lawyer that's in Sterling, Virginia, the same geography, but it's not an optometrist, it's an actual lawyer. So in that case scenario, you select the Alpha SEO package for 175, and then you select these Power Boost add-on for 175, and now the total cost of the SEO program is $350. And then again, you're good to go. That's all you needed to do.
Raj?
This again would apply, yes.
Sorry, I just have a question here that's quite related. Is it absolutely required, this Power Boost, for lawyers, dentists, and contractors?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And again, the reason for that is because we know we've done these campaigns for many years, and we just want to do the right thing, for the client expectations. Every client wants to get on board and every client wants to start seeing rankings. So in our opinion, for these specific 3 verticals, it's more work is required, more off-page, on-page work is required, and that's why we think it's best to do that for lawyers and dentists and contractors. So that would be a $350 base price, and then moving on, if that's fine, whether they're an optometrist or they're a lawyer or a dentist, would like to. So there's an adjoining location next to Sterling, Virginia. Potomac Falls, for example. So the optometrist wants to show up in Potomac Falls as well. They want to, start ranking highly for that geography. In that case scenario, now it's an extra geo. So you add the extra geo add-on. Or alternatively, they want to expand the range of their keywords, more than the base 7 keywords that they get. They would add on the extra SEO topic add-on. So we've tried to keep it simple in the sense where you just either use the base package. If it's a lawyer, dentist, or a contractor, you add on the Power Boost package. And then you can add on as many geographies as you like. You can add on as many keyword packages as you like. And everything is a base flat price of $175. So hopefully that's clear enough. I want to talk a little bit about our SEO process. how we go about, if you will, doing the SEO work. So once we receive the order, we have a proprietary, pretty exhaustive auditing system. So first thing we'll do is when we get the website internally, we do a full exhaustive internal audit of that website, and we assign it a score. So you'll see here on the right side of the screen is an example of some of the things that we look through. So we'll look at the current on-page optimization that the client has on their website, and then we'll give it our own score based on what we see for the on-site optimization. We'll check and see if the site is mobile friendly or not. We'll look where their keywords are ranking currently. And then we'll look at their off-page optimization. We'll see how many links they have coming in, how healthy or how strong it is across a whole different, parameters. And then we come up with a website score. And then based on that, we have an internal project manager who will be handling that account. That project manager starts coming up with a plan of what are the different SEO deliverables that this specific project needs to get it to rank high. And these are just some of the types of examples of the types of deliverables that we can potentially do. And it goes right from the beginning, which is the account setup. We'll do some research, we do some analysis, we do the audit, like I mentioned to you. We'll look at specific pages, we'll do, keyword research, duplicate content check. We look at website usability and conversion tracking. So we try to set up Google Analytics so we can have some tracking in there. The Google Analytics is linked to our dashboard, which after going through the slides, I'll go to our dashboard so you folks can see what it looks like. And so forth and so on. We also look at Bing because search engine optimization, even though primarily everything goes through Google, we don't ignore Bing. We look at what's going on Bing also. And then we do a lot of different strategies for on-page and off-page optimization. So we'll look at the titles, the meta tags, schemas. We'll look at optimizing links, check duplicate content, broken links, robots, so forth and so on. So it's a pretty comprehensive SEO program. And your client may not need to receive all of these deliverables, but I just want to make everybody aware that we're looking at it pretty exhaustively. And then the project manager has it at his or her discretion. They decide what are the different deliverables that are necessary for that specific program, and then we start implementing them. Expectations that you could have, typically people, when they start SEO, our clients that Stuart mentioned, most of our clients, we have an 85% retention rate after their first year. But typically, as you probably will be aware, SEO is not, you just don't turn it on like pay-per-click and everything starts happening the next day. So oftentimes clients ask like, okay, what are my expectations? So we kind of do a lot of account setup and on-page optimization in the first month. We go through and set up Google Analytics. We'll set up Google Search Console, Bing Webmaster, setup. We benchmark the website. So we come up with a benchmark report. We say, okay, before we start like month one, these are where the keywords are ranking so that we can benchmark ourselves so that in the future months, we can show that, hey, keywords have progressed forward, the rankings have progressed forward. And then month 2 and 3, we just do a lot of off-page optimize. Month 2 is mainly off-page optimization. We look at content, guest blogs, we start creating links. And then month 3, it's just ongoing work. We continuously check for, health checks. We continuously build links and whatever else that we need to do. So typically you start seeing results showing up month 3, between month 2 and 3, as long as everything's been set up correctly. And then typically by month 5 and 6, you'll see that most of the keywords are starting to make a movement and they're showing up on the first page on a typical campaign. I'm going to move into the actual dashboard. So hopefully everybody can see the dashboard now. So this is what your clients will be able to view if you've enabled the Alpha SEO option for them. So let's say it's a client, when they come in, they land on this page, which is the overview page, right? And the overview page, I'll just go through this briefly so you guys understand. We give a lot of information. It's pretty upfront and it's pretty concise in the sense you can see up here on the top, we'll let you know how many total keywords are ranking on page 1, how many are ranking on Google and Bing, how many total visits the website's had. If there's any items that need attention, you can see that there's a way to get to that quickly. As you scroll down, you'll see different keywords, the top keywords that are ranking on Google on both desktop and mobile. Here's an example of the SEO audit score that I was talking about. We're continuously running this, so clients are aware of what their audit scores are, how their on-page optimization and off-page optimization is looking. As we keep scrolling down, if the client has given us access to their Google My Business page, we bring in that information here, so they have that data here. So if they have a Google My Business page login and we've been given that login, we can enable it so that it's linked into our dashboard and they can get the data from their business insights. We have a proprietary page speed and load time checker. So we continuously ping the client's website to make sure that the client's page is loading. And why do we do that? Because it's an important SEO factor. If it takes too long for the client's page to load, then that's a problem, and we'll let you know that that's an issue. But you can see this right here, that there's a way to check to see if their page is ranking correctly. And then again, if we have the Google Analytics information, we'll bring in the Google Analytics information as well, which kind of gives you a brief overview of the traffic and the visitors. So all of that is straight away right on the overview page. Now, you can go and start looking and digging deeper. So like, for example, pending issues. We have this design on the dashboard so that if for some reason there are certain activities that have to be done and they haven't been done yet, the client is aware of it. So if we've been given the access to the client's website, we'll be doing most of the uploading of the work on the client's website. In some case scenarios, the clients don't want to give away access to their website, in which case we'll send the actual work over to the clients. We'll get it uploaded with, to the help of the partners. And if there's anything that's pending, any kind of an activity that, we asked to be completed and it hasn't been done, you can see over here right away that, okay, there are certain things that need to get done. We also have a lot of different things. So I've shown you a brief overview on the overview page. You saw the keyword rankings, but you can actually go here on the left menu and click on keyword rankings, for example, and it gives you a much more in-depth review of which keywords are ranking for the client. So the total keywords, how many keywords on page 1. Right now it's Google. You can even click on Bing and it will change and switch and show you what the rankings on Bing are. Down below, you can even select, what are your desktop rankings versus what are your mobile rankings, or you can choose to see both, desktop and mobile together. And then as you scroll down, you'll see the different keywords. It gives you what the current ranking is, what the ranking was the previous week, what the rankings were the previous month, and then what the benchmark was. So if the client was ranking in position 20, and it's gone up, you can see that the movement, up or down movements, are clearly shown in the keyword ranking report. Some of the other things that we show and are pretty transparent about is, like, for example, link acquisitions. They can go click on the link acquisition screen. And from that screen, they can see the different types of links that we've created for the client. They can click on each one, for example, go into like local submissions, and then they could even click on these links to show them the actual link that we created. So they're able to go there and they're able to see, oh, okay, here's something that was created, for me. So again, as I said, pretty transparent about all the work that we're doing. You can still go into the SEO crawler audit. This is the audit that I mentioned earlier that we run initially when we get the order. And they can see here more in depth the different scores that we've given to different factors. So they get what their actual audit score is based on all these different variables. They can click on their on-page optimization and start seeing that, okay, there are certain things that need to be fixed. There are certain things that are in process of getting fixed, the mobile friendly, et cetera, et cetera. So again, there's a lot of information for them to go through and check and see for themselves if they want to. And then finally, there's a KPI report, which kind of gives them base SEO KPIs, how many incoming links are coming in, page views, total traffic. We have, some of you may be familiar with Moz and Ahrefs. They're like the authoritative sites online, which a lot of SEO companies use to figure out a lot of different SEO variables, such as incoming links. So we have APIs from Moz and Ahrefs, and we show their data over here. Again, not necessary, right? Might be, you know, but it's good to know that everything is there. And then finally, you have we have a reporting section. The clients can click on reports, and they're able to see all their SEO reports from a month-to-month basis. And they can either download them or they can view them. And the reports are available for your client. They're pretty comprehensive on a month-to-month basis, shows all the rankings for that specific month, shows all the work that's being done for that specific month. And then it breaks down actual on-page optimization or off-page optimization that we've done for that month. So again, reports are also pretty in-depth, and they can go ahead and access these reports from this dashboard on a month-to-month basis. And then finally, we provide some analytics, you know, for example, Google Analytics or Google Search Console. And again, this is provided that we have the access, you know, for the client. And if we've been given the access, then the client can go in and see all their analytics data right through the dashboard. And it gives you, you know, it's a nice layout, nice setup. It gives you goal conversions, page views, sessions. You can go in and look at different types of traffic, mobile traffic, behavior, so forth and so on. Google My Business, again, if the client gives us the login, gives us permission for logins, we can bring in their Google My Business data as well. And they can see through the console, through the dashboard, their listing, what kind of searches they're getting for the Google My Business page, how many actions, their reviews. They can look at their listing, figure out if it's working correctly or not. They can edit their listing from here. So again, a lot of different things that are baked in. And then this is the site uptime monitoring that I'd mentioned earlier. This is our own proprietary software. We're pinging the website constantly, and we're looking at making sure the website is online, or if it's offline, and if there's any issues, we kind of point it out. And then it's a tool that is used by our project managers. So if they see that a site is offline, which is not a good thing for SEO, they'll leave they'll ping and let people know that, okay, there's something going on, something's not right with their website. We also have Google Search Console, which is, again, a very SEO focused thing. Sometimes it's similar to Google Analytics, but it's different because if there's any issues with the site, if Google has found any issues with the site, or Google has found any issues with the links on the site, they'll let you know through Google Search Console. So we have that integrated as well. I think that's it for the dashboard. Juan, I think I'm going to pass it over to you, unless, Cam, are there any other questions that might have popped up while I was doing this?
Yeah, so I have a couple of questions here. So first of all, are the reports white labeled?
Yes, they are.
Okay, and then let me just see. Is there a white label dashboard demo available to share for marketing purposes?
That's a good question. I'll have to look into that and get back to you, because we do have, this demo was a demo account that we put up on Vendasta, which is what I was using. I'm just not sure how to enable it. I guess we can get back to them on that one. It's a good question.
For sure. And maybe we can even explore like a video walkthrough instead of a demo, just in case. Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me see the other questions. Okay, so can some of the items in the dashboard be turned off?
Yes, if
yes.
need be. Yeah, because we already did turn off quite a few. So we already vetted this. We've been through this with Vendasta, and we've come up, the actual dashboard that we have is probably 15 or 20 more items. But yes, if need be, we could switch something off if we needed to.
All right. Another one. So what happens if any of the items in the account setup is already done? So let's say they already did Google Analytics, Search Console, website optimization. Can we skip to the next phase sooner?
Yeah, I was just trying to show everything that we could do from, A to Z. So like I said, when we receive the account, if there is already Google Analytics set up, that's great. What we would ask is for access to it, right? So we could get access to the Google Analytics if it's already set up, and then we can, plug it into the dashboard. If there are, again, we're looking at the campaign and using the example of the optometrist. If we're assuming that they're trying to rank in Sterling, Virginia for optometrists, and they're not ranking currently. So then when we get that, We look at the on-page stuff, and then we change what we need to change based on the keywords that we feel are need to get ranked. So we'll do what's necessary. If stuff is already done, then no, we're not going to mess around with it.
Sounds good. Another one for linked accounts like analytics, search console, etc. Can we have you link existing profiles? If not, can we access the profiles created?
Yes, so if there's an existing Google My Business, yes, we can link that in. As I said, again, if there's an existing Google Analytics, we would ask you for the access. And if the client gives the access, then yes. If there's existing Google Search Console, yes, give us the access and we'll plug it in.
All right, so the rest of the questions can go towards the end of the presentation.
Okay, great. Juan, I guess it's your shot, so I'm going to switch it. You want to take over?
Yeah, sure. Okay, great. Well, thank you, Raj. And I mean, first of all, I want to say to everybody how excited we are to have you all here, and we can wait to get started on working on your accounts. We understand that when it comes to SEO, there can be a lot of questions. So we've put a lot of effort into our support channels for you guys. So first of all, like I think already mentioned, every account will get a project manager that will be assigned to your accounts. So you will be able to communicate with somebody directly that can answer your questions and will work to troubleshoot your accounts. But in addition to that, we also have an advanced ticketing system that will give you an additional layer of support, and that also includes live chat support. And I'll show you guys in a minute so you guys can see it. And we also have a phone number, a 188 number that you can reach us at any time with your questions. That's either pre-sale or after you actually have placed an order and have questions about your accounts. So we want to make sure that everybody is comfortable and everybody gets your questions answered when it comes to our product. So I'm going to switch real quick to our knowledge base here. So we created this knowledge base portal. You're probably pretty familiar with this concept. What we want to do here is we want to have like a library of articles, and some of the questions that have already been asked are, the answers are here. So you're going to be able to come here, and this is a library that we continue growing, and we keep adding articles and more content to it. So you can come back and check it often. From here, you're also going to be able to submit a ticket to our team, and as well as just search through whatever content or whatever topics you have questions about. And the search box will help you find some of the content pretty quickly. In addition, we want to make sure that we're available for you during the day for questions that you may have for both support and also sales. We know it's important that some of your clients, are going to be very case by case, and we want to be available to you during the day. So if you have any questions for a potential lead or potential client that you have, we split our chat functionality here into sales and support. So make sure that you reach to us through here, and we'll gladly answer your questions at the point of sale, or also once it's a support question. We've also added a lot of material to our partner center, as you probably have seen already, and those materials are meant for you to use and help you kind of sell and market the product. For instance, we've added a few case studies that you could use to kind of send to your clients and kind of showcase some of the work that can be done. We have different type of industries that we've included, and you're free to use them. They're white label for you to use, as well as some other materials like, for instance, our selection guide. Raj went through the steps that we have designed for you, pretty easy for you to sell it. And this is something that you can easily pass to your client and say, this is a package, this is a product, and these are the steps for you to kind of order it whenever they're interested. So feel free to go to the Partner Center and grab some of those things that we have there. We have also added a white label presentation for you. In this white label presentation, we go through some of the items, some of the things about why SEO is important, some more technical information about SEO. We've also included things like the case study on the presentation, and also going back to the question regarding the dashboard, some of the snapshots of our dashboard as well, for people to start getting familiarized with the product. So feel free to grab that from the Partner Center as well. I'm going to go back to the presentation real quick. A couple of things that I wanted to note. We already started getting some orders, and it's great. And we're already starting to work on some accounts, which we're really excited about. The way that we communicate with you partners is going to be via email. Okay, we in addition to all the other support channels that we have on the operation of the accounts, you're gonna be receiving emails from your project managers directly when we get started on the order. I mean, the emails will depending on the needs of the account. Perhaps we have the information that we need and things move along pretty well. But if there's any need for to get in touch with you for something throughout the life of the account, we'll send an email to you directly. So it's important that you follow those emails and reply accordingly. If you have any issues with emails, perhaps you're not getting them, or you're not exactly sure what the email is about, then that's what the level of the other support channels are for. Like, that's where you can send a ticket to us, call us, and really get your questions answered. Otherwise, we'll expect your replies from the emails. I don't know if you've seen the order form. So a couple of things about the order form. We've added a lot of information in the order form. Not all of it is required. The order form is really meant to grab as much information as we can from the beginning if available. So ideally we'll get information to the access needed. So things like cPanel, if it's available, things like FTP, will really help us get started quicker or move forward quicker, I should say, on the account. So it'll be great if you can include that information. Now, please note that if you don't have that information at the moment, please send the orders in. We get started with our audit and our benchmark, and we get started with the work and communicating with you on the dashboard. So we don't necessarily need this information. So, but we may ask you to provide it later on. And if I think, like Raj mentioned at the beginning, if it's not available, then what we can do, for instance, some clients don't want to render this type of information, and we understand. So what we can do in that case is we'll send the SEO work that needs to be uploaded to you guys via email to get it uploaded with the help of the client as quick as possible. But if we have the information that we need, if we have FTP access, we'll move along. We'll upload the things ourselves. So, and I wanted to address something real quick regarding the Google Analytics and the access and things like that. We have, for those of you that are familiar with the manager type of process request for Google Analytics and Google My Business and all that, we have an email ID that we can request manager access to your accounts, or you can give us access to your accounts to that email ID. That way you don't have to share any Google or Google My Business or Google Analytics IDs. It's just a matter of adding us as managers through the email ID that we have. And in fact, in our knowledge base, there's a couple of articles that speak to this and kind of show you how to do it if you don't know exactly how to do it. So we look forward to your questions. We look forward to hearing from you. My team is ready and we're excited. So thank you so much. I think, Cam, I pass it to you.
All right. Let me just transfer that over to my browser. Okay. Can everybody see my screen? It's the Q&A screen. Okay, so we have a couple of questions here. Let me just go through them. So first of all, how long until you are seeing results? So I know that our recommended time is about 3 months to actually see results, but do you have anything other to add to this?
Well, Cam, as Raj said, I mean, often you'll get results a little faster than that, but that's a good benchmark to say to people.
All right, awesome. Another one, for an extra geo, do you have a range for miles? Because most of the clients that this partner has live 1 hour from larger cities.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question. So typically in SEO, what we try to teach our clients, our customers, is that you want to go to closer geos. So yes, if you're an hour away from a main city, and if you're not ranking for the cities that are close to you and you're trying to rank for a major city, then that's typically, not that it's impossible to do, it is doable, But we highly recommend that you start with your own geo, and then you start moving. If you're going to move outwards, move on to the next town, or maybe a town that's 5 or 10, 5 miles away, 10 miles away. If you're an hour outside of Washington, D.C., and you have no presence, you don't even rank for the city that you're ranking in, and then you're trying to rank for Washington, D.C. for plumber, obviously that's going to be a tougher ask. And in those case scenarios, that's when I would try to use the Power Boost or something of that sort to try and power it more.
All right. So next, do you have a cancellation requirement at all, just in case?
No, it's month to month.
All right.
We hope that people understand what SEO is and continue on, but there's no cancellation requirement. It's a month-to-month program.
All right. How effective is the second location option with Google, and how they rank based on location, such as Google My Business?
How effective is the second location option with Google? It's very effective. I mean, as long as you're following all the SEO, the do's and don'ts, if they're ranking for their location. I mean, there's a couple of factors. So a lot of times businesses actually genuinely have a second location. They have an office. They have a second office, which is in a second area. In that case, it's really easy because Google sees that they actually have a physical location in the other area. If it's a service-based business, then Google understands that as well. You're a contractor and you're driving around. So Google understands that you're trying to show up for more than just your one single location. So yeah, it is pretty effective.
All right, sounds good. Another one, do you assist with the SEO fixes needed as part of the service, and does it matter what platform the website is built on? So WordPress or some other platform?
Do you assist with the SEO fixes needed as part of the service? Does it matter what platform the website? No, I mean, the platform doesn't matter. I mean, access to the platform, depending on what kind of platform it is, it may be a different kind of access to the site. As long as we have the access, it typically doesn't matter, unless it's a very antiquated 15 or 20-year-old website. That's a whole different matter. SEO fixes needed as part of the service. I mean, that's the point of the service. We do the internal audit, and if there's an issue with the website that we're not able to fix, for example, if there's a issue with the website not loading correctly, then that might be more something that the client will have to take up with their website developer or whoever's providing their website as to why that's happening. That's not something which is an SEO thing, but at least we're letting them know. But SEO fixes, yes, we take care of all the SEO fixes, whatever has to be fixed from our side.
All right. Another one, do you have a mobile version of your database? Or the dashboard, sorry, rather.
I think that's more of a question of whether Vendasta platform is available on mobile. So yes, our platform is mobile friendly. We've got it integrated into Vendasta's platform. So the only way you access the platform is if you're on Vendasta. So if Vendasta is mobile friendly, then yes, we're mobile friendly as well.
All right, so I will get back to you. I want to confirm with our tech team if this is the case.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that will be a question for you guys, Cam.
All right. Let me see. See the questions here. Is there a setup fee, or is it just the $175 per month?
Nope, it's the $175, no setup fee.
All right. Another one, how is the number of keywords determined?
So the base package includes 7 keywords. And basically, we've been doing these campaigns for, as Stuart mentioned, well over 15 years, actually. But, we've run, thousands and thousands of campaigns. So if it's a dentist, hypothetically, we know what the top dental keywords are. And then we look at the actual website, because sometimes the client is trying to rank for something that is not on their website. So we ascertain what's the best keywords for them to show up. Sometimes there are certain keywords that are on page 2 already, and we see that, and we try to push those keywords up into page 1.
Okay. We have a ton more questions, but I
see that.
think, yeah, so we have about 25 open questions as of the moment, and I don't think we have enough time for this webinar to answer everything. So what I'm going to do is I am going to reply to each and every one of you just to make sure that we get to all of your questions. Thank you so much for joining us on this webinar today. Thank you, Stuart, Raj, and Juan for walking us through Alpha SEO and your dashboard. And to everybody who tuned in, thanks for joining us. I promise to get to your questions if we haven't answered them during this webinar. And make sure to catch us again next week, Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for our next Vendasta Weekly webinar. Have a great rest of your day.